So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Moon and Venus. Moon and Ketu. Conjunction in the seventh house of your birth chart. As in, what happens when Moon and Ketu are in the seventh house of your horoscope. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular position, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, what padha it's in, along with all your astrological details, check out the links here, astrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, including link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently teaching Nandi Nadi course, which you can join anytime, and including the Vastu course, where I'm actually adding more stuff. Actually, I'm supposed to add something today or tomorrow, something very important I have to talk about there regarding northeast direction. And these are all practical, analysis, especially from people and the feedback. Something important there. So anyway, Moon, Venus in the seventh house. So here, one thing is clear, and you would notice this. Is there. Is that unless your mother chose your spouse, unless mother approved of the spouse, mother will never be happy with the spouse. She'll always be very critical towards the spouse. She'll always feel this sadness related to your marriage. There's always be this feeling of detachment, separativeness, especially as soon as you get married. You're going to see this happen. Usually, I've always seen this. Is that mother will also become, sometimes, especially when I see like planets like Saturn and Mercury are affecting this moon. Mother will even try to like break up some of the relationships. And that's the karma one has to deal with. The other thing, you'll see with this Moon and Ketu, you will notice this every time you get into a relationship, and if that relationship lasts more than even 3 months, 4 months, you suddenly feel detached from it. You'll feel like in the back of your mind, you're like, maybe there's somebody better from me there. Maybe there's somebody else from me there. Do I really want this? Do I really want to take this headache? Those are the type of notions comes in, and especially even in the marriage, it naturally becomes activated. No matter this person can be with the most perfect individual. There will always be this empty hole that cannot be fulfilled. And it's neither this person's fault. It's neither the fault of the person that this person's with. It is all to do with certain things that were happened in past life. That emptiness is there. Look at the logic, the simple logic with this particular conjunction. Moon and Ketu are there. Moon is food. Okay? Moon is mother. There are certain scenarios that takes place here. Either a person did not provide food for the spouse, did not give the food to the spouse they wanted, or they rejected the mother for certain foods that she wanted. And because of this, when it comes into the seventh house, there's always this empty esophagus, this throat that turns into an esophagus, which does not get fulfilled until this person starts worshipping a Devi. And you will see this with this conjunction. Test it out if you're in India. Seventh year onwards, mother started worshipping a female Devi. Number one. And especially in pretty much around 6th or 7th year, maternal grandmother would have moved And her home could have been next to a Devi's temple or even next to a graveyard. It's nothing sadistic or something extraordinarily weird. We actually, our house in DC, as soon as you got out of our complex, you know what was directly across a veterans memorial? It was a cemetery related to soldiers. So it's nothing to be like, too dramatic about. People have to be buried somewhere, especially in the Western concept of countries. And the other thing, mother will always have this anxiety and this phobia related to who you meet in life. She becomes sometimes either extraordinarily protective of who you meet, who you're with, who you're dating, or especially you will see that the mother will never even care who you're with and she'll be detached. Like you introduced your boyfriend or girlfriend to the mother, they won't really even care to discuss those things with you. In certain cases, mothers obviously becomes very pious right after your marriage. Also, one thing we see, and this is something very common, this is why it's nothing like a negative predictions, because by the time you're married, your maternal grandmother is going to be like what, 88, 90. So literally we see when this person gets married, maternal grandmother finds her exile, finds her exit. So it's not like, oh my God, why would you say this? Well, because why would you, after the age of like 90, most people are living like vegetables. Why would you want that to happen? And again, it is all connected with that, you know, that karmic pattern, that matrix of this. It's just, this is one of those flower that blooms that shows that now this flower is supposed to bloom. Your grandmother is supposed to perhaps get moksha. So those are the certain things that we see. And most of the time, when I tested this, most of the time, maternal grandmother had already passed away, literally in teens and 20s. Hardly, unless the mother gave you birth at 18, 19, then yeah, you could have a grandmother. By the time you're 25, 28, she'll be 68 or 70. But that's a very rare case. Okay, but especially with Moon Ketu, it's one of the most beautiful placement, because if you're a maternal grandmother watching this, you should know that with this particular combination, you're going to a much more advanced loka to finish off your karmas. You may come back, but it's a much better and beautiful place. So there's nothing to be, worried about in those sense. And then, especially with Moon Ketu in the seventh house, you will see as soon as this person gets married, their travel becomes blocked. And when travel becomes blocked, you know what the remedy is? Do not travel to go on a honeymoon. Do not travel to go on some vacation spot like the Bahamas and the Caribbeans and Hawaii. The first thing you should do after marriage, we're going to have a pilgrimage to a Devi's temple or Santa Maria or Mother's Mary shrine somewhere, wherever it is that is known for. You go there. First, you get that blessings, and then every travel becomes smooth. This is why you will see many people who feel stuck in life, who feel like, why is it my marriage not moving? You didn't do this one simple thing. Right after marriage, go to a Devi's temple. Whether it's Parvati, Saraswati, Durga, Kali, Tara, Chintamasya, okay, Lakshmi, whomever, or if whatever other religion you are, if there's a female entity there, you visit their shrine. And this way the seventh house becomes healed. Nobody will even discuss this or tell you this simple thing. Well, maybe actually people may have. Who am I? I'm just a moron to say this. But yeah, I'm sure people would have already said this. But this would be your very first task after marriage, and you see how beautiful marriage becomes. It like it's the what is that called? You know the chameli flower or the rat ki rani flower. I don't know what the name is for that in English because, of course, I'm not in botany, so I'm not familiar with all these terms. But it becomes that particular flower, not a rose, rat ki rani or chameli. That's how beautiful the marriage becomes. Okay. So anyway, guys, this is my analysis of Moon Ketu in the 7th house of your birth chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. And you want to know where your moon is placed, along with all your thoughts and details, check out the links here, KapielRaaj.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.